Hello, thank you for joining us. This is Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguela. We start from the judiciary scene. Federal High Court Abuja Division has fixed 22nd of January 2026 for definite hearing of the alleged cyberbullying of President Bola Tinubu. This followed the amendment of the count charge against Omoyele Sowore by the Department of State Services at the sitting this Monday. Judiciary correspondent Austin Ayembe reports that the defendant is now facing 2 counts charge.
The federal government on Monday amended the earlier 5 counts charge against the activist and publisher of Sahara Reporters Omoyele Sowore on allegations of false posts against President Bola Tinubu, where in a post via his X handles, he referred to the president as telling lies about the state of corruption in Nigeria while in Brazil. Under the new charge, the 5 counts have been reduced to 2, cyber stalking and cyber crimes, which are contrary to Section 24, subsection 1p of the Cyber Crimes Prohibition Prevention Amendment Act 2024. Following this, 2 other defendants were removed from the charge. When the 2 counts charge were read to the defendant Sowore, he pleaded not guilty. The prosecution then informed the court of his readiness to continue with the trial as his first witness was in court. But the defense counsel, Abubakar Marshall, opposed the move, saying the statement of the witness he intends to call was not deposed, which is against the procedure and also against Section 36 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as fair hearing is key in any trial. The prosecution insists that the name of the witness cannot be disclosed due to the nature of his job. But the judge ruled that even if the name of the witness is not given, the defendant should be given a brief about the witness to enable him prepare for cross-examination. He therefore adjourned the case to 22nd of January 2026 for definite hearing. From the Federal High Court, Abuja, Austin Ayembe, NT News.
The Ogun State Police Command has filed a 6-count charge against the blogger Adetun Onajobi, popularly known as Just Adetun, before the Federal High Court sitting in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. The blogger is being prosecuted for using the social media to publish false accusations against the Ogun State government and the governor. A statement by the Ogun State Police Command said the blogger shunned several police invitations, but she wrote the command through her lawyer, claiming she was medically indisposed. Due to the falsity of her claims, the medical doctor who issued the said medical report was arraigned before an Ogun State Magistrate Court for alleged conspiracy, uttering a false document and obstructing the course of justice while the suspects remained evasive. Activities at the Secretariats of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, have been grounded, following the strike embarked upon by the Joint Union Action Committee over demands for improved working conditions. Onoze Yakubu reports.
As early as 8 o'clock Monday morning, the main gate of the Secretariats of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and the Federal Capital Development Authority were under lock, preventing staff and visitors from gaining access to the complex for their daily routines. Many workers remain at home in strict compliance with the industrial action.
We have issues of non-remittance of our pension funds to our pension fund manager, to our administrators. We have issues of non-resolved issues about the National Housing Fund. We have issues of tenure elongation for directors that are supposed to retire and they are kept stunting our growth. We have issues of mass failure in the just concluded CBT exam.
The JUAC chairperson urges members to maintain the status quo until further directives.
Everybody is feeling the pinch of this. You stay in an office environment that overheads are not being paid. There are recurrent expenditures for running the day-to-day of the offices, and they are not being paid.
These long queues of vehicles parked on the road shoulders are indications of no retreat, no surrender by the leadership of the JUAC, which are stationed at the gates of the secretariats to enforce compliance. Onoze Yakubu, NT News.
Reactions still trail the gruesome killing of a woman and her children in Kano by some hoodlums. Our correspondent Aminu Umar, he has an update on the police investigation into the matter. Aminu, I'm sure you've been following the incident. Very sad, I must say. But tell us what you've gathered.
Okay, thank you, Ruth. And since the occurrence on that day, police have been doing their best to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book. And luckily enough, within the few hours of the occurrence, they were able to caught up with the mastermind and later on the other two accomplices. And since then, they are expanding on their investigation. And this is why we are NTA is at the police headquarters to get update for Nigerians from the spokesperson of the Nigeria Police Command here in Kano. We are now joined by the spokesperson of the Nigeria Police Command, Kano Command, CSP Haruna Abdullahi Kiawa. You are welcome, NTA.
Good afternoon.
Please give us update as regards the ongoing investigation, as regards the happening.
Earlier, we already informed the public of this sad incident in Kano, in Chiranchi quarters within the state metropolis, where a housewife by name Fatima, 35-year-old, was grossly killed in her matrimonial home alongside her 6 children, 3 females and 3 males. After the report of the incident, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Ibrahim Adam Bakuri PD, mobilized a team led by Deputy Commissioner of Police, the DC Operations of the Police Command, DCP Lawal Isamani, where they immediately went to the scene. They removed the bodies to Murtala Mohammed Specialist Hospital here in Kano, where a medical doctor certified all the 7 deaths. And immediately a team was now mobilized to conduct thorough investigation.
Okay, the suspects were arrested. So we want to know more about the ongoing investigation.
Currently, 3 suspects are arrested currently at the state CID here in Bompai, and the investigation is ongoing. But at the preliminary of the investigation, the principal suspect, Umar Awalu, a 23-year-old male that happens to be a nephew to the woman, confessed to the crime and even mentioned to others, which as well they were arrested, on how they carry out this hideous act. Not only that one, they even confessed other attacks of gruesome killing that happened within the state. And currently they are here, and the district investigation is already in progress, and the details of the investigation will be made to you.
Okay. Thank you. We are joined by the spokesperson of the Kano Police Command, Haruna Abdullahi Kiawa.
Thank you very much, Aminu, for that update. Really sad, I must say, but again, what will be done will be done. And in the same vein, President Bola Tinubu condemns the gruesome murder of Fatima Abubakar and her 6 children in Kano. President Tinubu commends the police for the swift arrests of the principal suspects and ordered the investigation and diligent prosecution of the suspects. The president condemned the action as barbaric and condoled with the bereaved family over the tragedy. President Bola Tinubu expresses grief over the passing of renowned businessman and leader of the business community in Kano, Alhaji Bature Abdulaziz, who died over the weekend. In a statement through his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Nanuga, the president describes his death as a loss felt beyond the Kano business community, but across many parts of Nigeria in view of the disease's influence on commerce. The president commends the late businessman's support during the 2023 campaign and his persistent advocacy for national unity and patriotism through the Patriotic Elders Network for Peace. He condoled with the Kano business community, the people and the state government over the loss. Let's look at other issues. Kaduna State Government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting victims of banditry and ensuring that security agencies receive the necessary support to protect lives and property. The State Governor, Uba Sani, stated this during a visit to the family of late Pastor Edwin Aichi, just released from captivity. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
It was a moment of quiet compassion at the 44 Nigerian Army Reference Hospital in Kaduna as Governor Obasani paid a condolence visit to Sarah Achi and her daughter, who were recently freed from captivity. The governor is here not only to welcome them back, but also to sympathize with the family over the tragic loss of their husband and father, Edwin Achi.
So we give glory to Almighty God because they are recovering. And as one of the major police of Kaduna State government, we focus on the victims of insecurity in Kaduna State. We try as much as possible to support the family.
And this is the type of leadership we want. Look further. The fact that he is ready not only to pick the medical bills, he is ready to make sure that a clinical psychologist take care of them because of post-traumatic stress disorder.
The Kaduna State government pledged to take care of the family. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umarajingi, NTA News.
All right, we'll pause from this and we head to Lagos to join Adejoke. She has some reports from her end. Adejoke.
Of firefighters from the Lagos State and federal emergency responders have evacuated the lone diesel carrying tanker that had an accident along the Liverpool Bridge, Apapa axis of Lagos, spilling its content on the road. Larry Bilei visited the location of the accident that occurred early Monday morning and gives us more update.
According to reports gathered here at the site of the accident, a lone tracker driver carrying a 33 litre of diesel tried to negotiate a bend around this area, tipped over and fell on the pavement here and started spilling down there. Unfortunately, negotiators start scooping up the diesel. Right now, the situation is that fuel in the tanker has been righted. The fuel inside the tanker has been transloaded into another tanker, it's been taken away, and even the tanker itself have been taken away.
The speed with which it was coming was exceeding the limit, and at the same time, it's at a particular circle angle, so that caused a massive skid of the tanker that fell, and it affected the motorboy. The driver is still alive. The motorboy has been taken to the hospital for medical treatment.
The Director of Operations also advised Lagosians on the development. Whenever there's a oil tanker spill, people rush to the area and start scooping fuel.
Whenever there is a tanker accident and there was spillage, there is a need for them to give not less than 100 or 120 meter distance. Your life is much more important than the 20 liter you're going to scoop. So a lot of lives has been lost in an attempt to scoop any petroleum product when there is an accident.
So let me move away from the camera and let you see that all stakeholders are now waiting for the fire department and all the stakeholders to make sure that the slippery road, that is where the oil spilled onto on this road, is being mopped up so that cars, motorists, other motorists that are applying this route, their tires can gain traction, not to cause another secondary accident. In Lagos, Larry Bilei, NTA News.
Traders at Martin Street and Balogun Market on Lagos Island may have to endure the restrictions placed on business activities around major parts of the market due to the ongoing clearance and demolition of affected buildings. Joe Kwokwola reports that the impact of the closure continues to linger amidst uncertainty on when the exercise will be completed.
The closure of Martin Street and major parts of Balogun Market affected by the fire incident on Christmas Eve, government says is to ensure public safety and each free clearance operation. As long as the Great Nigeria Insurance House building is still standing, commercial activities in Balogun Market and adjoining areas will still be on low key. Authorities are saying demolition is not what will be done here, but rather deconstruction in view of the magnitude of the building. With most streets around the vicinity and 10 entry points into the market cordoned off, the traders are left with only a small place to trade, which is adversely affecting business activities. Many prospective customers can hardly find their way around the market while sales, according to the traders, have been on the decline.
That really be affecting because even my customers, they really can't get customers now because some people doesn't have their number. I find it so difficult to locate their shops.
Any other market we can go for now because where they are doing business, people are already low house there. And what we are managing now is online. A lot of our customers are online, so we are just managing to do business with them.
You say that people, whether they trade, if they don't come out a day, we know how they feel for our body. Make the government, make they have patience on us, make they do this thing in time.
Some of the buildings on Martin Street, which have already been marked by Lagos State Building Control Agency for non-compliance to building regulations, even before the incident, are now in a precarious state. Meanwhile, the remains of Steve, Collins, and Kazmir Omatu, 3 brothers who died in the incident, have been laid to rest in Anambra State. In Lagos, Joel Ukbola, NTA News.
And now to the economic sector. Nigeria's GDP could hit 5.5% in 2026. This came to the fore at the presentation of 2026 Macroeconomic Outlook Report in Lagos. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed that President Bola Tinubu's priority is to build a resilient, diversified and globally competitive economy for the country. Bolaji Akim completes the story.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, during a presentation recently in Lagos, said Nigeria is entering an economic consolidation phase after 2 years of reforms. He said the years have helped stabilize key macroeconomic stabilizers. The decline in inflation from 33% in 2024 to 14.45% by November 2025, stabilizing the foreign exchange market, increase in external reserves, which rose to $45.5 billion. These measures, the minister said, were aimed at ensuring that macroeconomic stability translates into tangible improvements in the living standard of Nigerians.
With the exchange rate, the way it has moved and the stability that it has, it makes us competitive globally, regionally, and continentally.
The growth in 2026 is projected to be broader than during the stabilization period, which was between the second quarter of 2023 and fourth quarter of 2024, when only 4 of Nigeria's 20 major economic sectors recorded above 5% growth.
There is a structural bridge between reforms and results. And in this phase, the reduction in macroeconomic disruption must be deliberately leveraged to remove bottlenecks that constrain output, investment, and competitiveness. Our inflation targeting, we should be looking at a single digit by 2019. The single digits in this case represent the best ways to show that an economy has consolidated solidly, not just at the very, not just close to the crisis period.
Translating the gain into long-term prosperity, according to stakeholders at the National Economic Summit, it requires strong policy coordination between the government and private sector. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Abuja after the break.
Thank you for staying tuned. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alaki, on his re-election as chairman of the African Minerals Strategic Group, a forum of ministers in charge of mining and solid minerals on the continent. The forum aims to maximize the benefits for Africans from Africa's vast mineral resources. The president, in a statement, described Alaki's re-election as confidence in his visionary leadership and strategic advocacy for Africa's minerals sector, assuring him of the federal government's continued support as he leads the AMSG to deepen cooperation among African nations. Kaduna State has come out loud and clear in support of the election bid of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his second term in office for his obvious imprints on socio-economic and political landscape in the state. Governor Uba Sani stated this while addressing critical stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress Forum in Kaduna Central Senatorial Zone. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
The Kaduna State Governor steps into his car ward to a warm chorus of cheers as he flags off the APC e-registration exercise.
No party, let me emphasize, that have any base other than APC in Kaduna State. And we must give a lot of credit to our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our leader, who have done tremendously well in supporting our state, Kaduna State.
Then a strategic engagement with political stakeholders from Zone 2. The elders and party members here exchange ideas, reviewing past gains, and mapping out new strategies to win election.
And I want to commend the local government chambers, and I want to urge them to continue to come up with activities and programs that will support our people at the grassroots level.
Put heads together for a good reason behind the competent, able, trustworthy leader, and that is the governor of our state.
We at Southern Kaduna before now was not APC predominantly zone, but under the leadership of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State, Governor Obasani, has shown that Southern Kaduna today is an APC home.
But to zone, the APC is putting its house in order, united in purpose, as the leaders and supporters join hands together. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Marajingi, NTN News.
The National Digital Farmers Registry, instituted by the federal government to unify farmers' database for planning and targeted support, is receiving commendations. Now, this is as farmers in Bayelsa State say the program will ensure that government support reaches only genuine farmers. Ebinimi Zitimiola will tell us more.
Most communities in Bayelsa State are blessed with vast, rich, arable land, conducive climate, and abundant water resources. Cassava, yam, cocoyam, rice, plantain and banana, oil palm, sugarcane are their forts. But the farming population are rural farmers.
Water side, my farm been too big, but I've been the farm, but now erosion don't cut and finish.
When you plant the cassava them, this yama things them waiting, then they call and say, wait, they work for the ground. Then they stop and finish. Before it is the time to put it, nothing there. As they plan to buy all this chemical, better money not there to buy.
To help farmers, the federal government launched the National Digital Farmers Registry to collate, create database, and coordinate support. Minister of Agriculture, Abubakar Kyari, says the program comes with the benefit of ensuring resources get to the targeted genuine farmers.
Farmers need to be organized. We need to have digitalized their data collection.
During registration too, there are some farmers like the elderly ones, they don't have access to smartphones. So this can also be a challenge to them.
We have the rice farmers, we have the cassava farmers, we have the maize farmers. It's just to improve on it, and those data, they are there.
Stakeholders affirm that with sincerity of purpose, Nigeria will not only be self-sustaining, but also will be an exporter of agricultural produce, thereby increasing the nation's gross domestic product. Enyenagwa, Ebinimi, Zitemiola, NTN News.
All right, time for us to connect with Benin. Let's get latest happenings as Praise guides us. Hello, Praise.
Welcome to Benin. Governor Monday Okpewolo was officially registered as a bona fide member of the All Progressive Congress in the ongoing e-registration process in his hometown, Irua, Edo State, and subsequently received his registration card as the first member of the party in the state. Good luck in our new reports.
We are here to register the first citizen of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Monday Okpewolo.
Governor Monday Okpewolo was the first to register. He expressed satisfaction with the e-registration team shortly after going through the exercise and appealed to members of the APC and intending ones to freely join the party in its membership drive towards the forthcoming general elections.
His Excellency, we present the membership e-registration to you.
So we expect every APC
member should have their membership card through the e-registration. Now I have my 001 as Edo governor, being #1 citizen of Edo, so I have my registered APC card now.
The coordinator e-registration exercise of the APC in Esa Central, Eugene Osadebame, said the benefit of the e-registration exercise is enormous and urged all party members to take advantage of the opportunity.
This exercise is going to give equal opportunities to all party members, and that's why we are urging all the party members to go to their various polling units to register.
The e-registration exercise of the Edo APC is targeted at galvanizing votes at the grassroots and getting more people into the party for inclusive governance in Edo State. In Benin, Goodluck Inaini, NT News.
A total of 462 suspected drug traffickers comprising of 309 males and 153 females were apprehended in Edo State in 2025. The Commander, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA Edo State Command, Michelle Ofoyeju, disclosed this while presenting Command's 2025 scorecard to media in Benin. Obey Otobo Apresai reports.
NDLEA Edo State Commander Mitchell Ofoyeju says cannabis constitutes the largest chunk of the drugs seized, with 207,206.08 kg. The command also successfully identified and destroyed 45 cannabis sativa farms covering 77.5 hectares of land across various local government areas in the state.
The command's dedication to prosecution also yielded very positive results, with a total of 66 convictions. We also have 104 cases that are pending at the Federal High Court as of December 31st, 2025. In addition, a total of 12 vehicles were impounded as instrumentalities of drug crimes.
Beyond enforcement, Commander Ofoyeju adds that the command undertook vital reduction activities, providing counseling services to 300 drug-dependent individuals to aid their reintegration into society.
If everybody come together, working in unison against drug trafficking, I will tell you that they will have no place to hide.
Some suspects have confessed to the crime.
I see 2 wraps of Igbo for my hand.
I was arrested at my sister's shop. They saw that they sell crusher and Rizzler.
They help my friend. They sell.
The command's 2026 mission includes identifying drug warehouses, intercepting illicit shipments, and apprehending drug barons. In Benin, Obehi Otoba Prasai, NG News.
That's all we have from Benin. Nationwide continues shortly with Ruth in Abuja. Stay with us.
Thank you very much, Praise. And from us here, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Glad to know you're there. The Osun State government is planning to flag off a statewide measles rubella vaccination campaign targeting children aged 9 months to 14 years as part of efforts to protect them from preventable and deadly childhood diseases. Femi Afariogun will tell us more.
Measles and rubella are highly contagious childhood diseases that can lead to severe complications such as pneumonia, blindness, deafness, and even death, especially among unvaccinated children. To curb this threat and protect the health of children in Osun State, the federal government, in collaboration with the Osun State government, has rolled out a statewide measles rubella vaccination campaign scheduled to run from January 27 to February 5, 2026.
The essence of the campaign is to create awareness because rubella campaign is strange. It's not the ones we're used to and going to last for 10 days. And if there is need for mop up a day or 2 days thereafter.
So it has been done already in the first northern states, in the first phase. So we are going into the second phase now, which Osun State falls into. And it's in 16 states right now that will be part of that in the southern states, really.
The exercise aimed at stopping the spread of the disease will provide free vaccination for children at health facilities and designated vaccination posts throughout the state. In Oshogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
All right, let's join our correspondent Femi Afariogun again, this time around live from Oshogbo. Femi, going by your report, it's good to see the state government pushing for the campaign for the vaccination. But again, tell us what strategies will be adopted, especially for parents, to allow their children have these vaccines.
Thank you, Ruth. Since the launch of the campaign last week, there have been visits to many places where the people have been sensitized on the advantage of the vaccine, which is to prevent children from the too highly contagious and deadly childhood disease. To tell us more about the efforts put in place to ensure that the reach is wider in Osun State, I have the Osun State Immunization Officer in person of Mrs. Francisca Olaore.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you.
Can you tell us efforts being put in place aside the one that you have done so far?
Thank you very much. The effort that has been put in place in Osun State to roll out the outbreak of measles rubella in Osun State is that, number one, we have done microplan and we have been able to make sure that all the settlements in the ward of Osun State has been covered by making sure that we draw out a map and training of health workers that will be going out to make sure that the vaccine, which is being given by national through the primary health care agency, has been delivered to the facilities. We also put in place the trainers of trainees who will now be training the health workers at the facility level and the community mobilizers to make sure that troops have to come and receive the vaccine. If I may tell you, we've made sure that we try to talk to the PTA Association in the state, the NAM, the pediatrician, all the Ministry of Education. We have also collaborated with them to make sure that we have their support in making sure that 9-month-old child and 14-year-old children, that is boy and girl, have been vaccinated because the vaccine is safe and it is free.
How are you trying to get to the hinterland, to the grassroots with this vaccine?
Thank you very much. Having said this, that the community are already being sensitized. So we have what you call fixed posts and outreaches. The fixed post is at the facility of which one of this is where we are now, that the vaccine will be and the vaccination teams will be there. Then that of the mobile or outreaches is that the team that has been trained will be going to community, settlement by settlement, through the leaders, the traditional leaders who are involved, and also we are going to engage the LIEs of the schools, because we'll be going to the schools to make sure that these children are being vaccinated. And we're also going to churches, we'll be going to mosques and also visit the settlements to make sure that we capture them through the leaders who are in charge of the children are in their custodian as parents.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We really appreciate you. You have had it all, Ruth. They have 10 days for this exercise and 2 extra days for mop-up of the vaccination.
All right. Thank you very much, Femi. That's an intensive campaign I see that is about to kick off. Thank you very much for your time. So from Oshogbo, let's find out what's happening in Jos. Bilkisu is set to bring us reports from her end. Bilkisu?
To Jos. Plateau State government says it will not relent in its efforts to ensure criminal activities are reduced to the barest minimum. Secretary to Government of Plateau State Samuel Jatto made this remark while addressing newsmen during the handover of rescued 25 minors who were kidnapped in Wase local government area of Plateau State. Indiang and the Abagang reports.
Briefing journalists during the handover of the minors, Secretary to the Government of the state said the victims were abducted on December 21, 2025 along the Zak Sabon-Lai Road in Wase local government area while traveling for Maulud celebrations. He said the kidnappers, disguised as members of the vigilante group at a checkpoint, a tactic he described as deceptive and criminal.
The government
and the security agencies have not rested. They've tried all they could over the Christmas period to ensure that they bring the safe return of these children. And to the glory of God, I'm happy to inform you that security agencies called to say they have tracked and have rescued all 25 children hale and hearty.
He commended the Department of the State Services, DSS, and other security agencies in the state for their professionalism and synergy, which led to the successful rescue of the victims. Meanwhile, the minors, 6 females and 19 males, will undergo medical and psychological assessment before being reunited with their families. In Jos, Indenyan, and the Abuja, NTA News.
Plateau State government has restated its commitment to promoting justice in adherence to Islamic law. Governor Caleb Mutfwang said this at the swearing-in ceremony of the new Grand Qadi, Justice Tijani Zololo of the Sharia Court of Appeal. Ijoma Ozomina has details.
I, Tijani Zololo, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful.
The oath taken by the new Grand Qadi, Justice Tijani Zololo, signifies an important milestone in the judiciary towards repositioning Sharia law. This new chapter of justice delivery, the governor says, is an avenue to provide good leadership, set policy direction for the courts, and ensure effective and efficient service delivery of the Plateau State Sharia Court of Appeal. Governor Mutfwang, who expresses confidence in the new Qadi's experience, urges him to stand by the truth while overseeing judicial and administrative functions.
Sharia court system is one of the superior courts enshrined in our constitution, and therefore it becomes our duty and responsibility to make sure that that arm of the judiciary is properly positioned to carry out its functions.
Justice Tijani Zololo expresses readiness to work and pledges to administer justice impartially, guided by Islamic principles.
You see a lot of changes. A lot of cases will be disposed within a very reasonable time, as the justice demands.
Justice Tijani Jubrin Zololo succeeded former Grand Qadi of the Plateau State Sharia Court of Appeal, Justice Omar Ibrahim Abdullahi, who passed on last month. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
That's our contribution from Jos. Is back to Ruth in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Bilkisu. The National Youth Service Corps has restated its commitment to strengthening orientation course as a vital platform for instilling discipline, patriotism and a sense of national responsibility among Corps members. Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, Brigadier General Olakunle Olusheye Nafiu, stated this in Jos. Ijoma Ozomina reports.
With the theme, revamping the NYSC orientation course experience as a foundation for impactful service by Corps members, the training had senior NYSC officials, camp coordinators, camp commanders, state coordinators, and stakeholders who brainstormed on strengthening the orientation course framework, charts a new course for improved camp administration nationwide, and equipping prospective Corps members with the right mindset, knowledge, and skills needed for effective and meaningful national service.
By introducing a couple of new ideas into the orientation exercise so that we engage the Corps members and we capture their interest.
We're on top of our game to ensure that our Corps members gain something at the end of the orientation camp, at the end of the service here.
We have learned new ideas on how to ensure that we have a smooth orientation course.
Equally crucial is using emotional intelligence and showing empathy in all interactions with Corps members and other participants.
He emphasized the need for continuous review of camp operations, improved coordination, and strict adherence to establish guidelines to deliver a safe, structured, and engaging orientation experience nationwide. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
So let's join our correspondent Indeyang there in Jos. Indeyang, I'm very sure you can hear me. They say youth should obey the clarion call, right? And it has to do with discipline. Indeyang, are you there? Okay, so Ideyang, I was just stating how the youth should obey the clarion call that has to do with patriotism, discipline. Tell us more about this reorientation, so to say. Okay, so we can find Ideyang. I'm sure she's not ready for us. Let's flip to other issues. Under the renewed hope of President Bola Tinubu, any road construction in Nigeria is built for the next 100 years. You heard right. This was announced at the commissioning of a closed-circuit television system on the second Niger bridge, geared towards strengthening security, improving traffic management and enhancing road safety. Onome Okadibo reports.
With me, the Majesties and the CP, to commission this center and to hand it over to the Commissioner of Police effective from today.
The Minister of Works, David Umahi, emphasized that the CCTV aligns with President Bola Tinubu's directive to improve safety standard on federal roads, noting that the federal government is working assiduously to ensure all access roads at Anambra and Delta State sections are completed, and the CCTV center will provide adequate security along the federal highways.
Minister of Works, that every project is manned by one engineer, so you'll be accountable to the head of that department. By the control on our bridges, 10-kilometer radius. So you are empowered to arrest anybody that is mining any sand.
The center, equipped with high-definition cameras, solar panels, backup power systems, and gadgets for security operatives for monitoring through the CCTV, will prevent crimes, manage traffic, and respond quickly to emergencies.
As soon as these solar panels and the CCTV cameras were installed, vehicles, trailers, cars started plying this road. And the full effectiveness for the building of this second Niger bridge was actualized.
Installation of the security cameras no doubt will boost economic activities and ensure safety of commuters. From the second Niger bridge, Onome Okadibo, NTA News.
In the aftermath of the Super Eagles of Nigeria this year's African Cup of Nations tournament in Morocco, a sport enthusiast who also doubles as the Director General of the Michael Imodu National Institute for Labour Studies, Ilorin Issa Aremu, has attributed the team's sterling performance to the visionary Renewed Hope sports agenda initiated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2024. Nigeria concluded the CAF 2026 campaign in Morocco with a 4-2 penalty shootout victory over 8-time champions Egypt following a goalless draw in normal time on Saturday. Nigeria had featured 21 appearances, 3 times champions, 5 times runner-up and 9 times third runner-up, which more than doubled that of any other team in that position. Issa Aremu commended the president for providing an enabling environment, especially by prompting paying the footballers allowances as a motivation that spurred the players to attain the feat, observing that footballers are also struggling workers in uniforms, and the National Sports Commission did well to promptly motivate the boys. And still talking sports, let's get more update.
The prize money for the top 3 teams at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations has been announced as Senegal achieved a remarkable 1-0 victory over Morocco in the final on Sunday night, with Pegay scoring a stunning goal in extra time. The win secured their second continental title in the last 3 tournaments. The final was filled with intense drama, controversy, and heartbreak for the home team, denying their first title in 50 years. CAF President Patrice Motsepe disclosed a record prize of $10 million for the champions, up from $7 million in 2023. Morocco, as runners-up, received $4 million, while Nigeria took home $2.5 million, and fourth place Egypt earned $1.3 million. Meanwhile, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania took a significant step, towards hosting the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations when they were officially handed the AFCON hosting flag. This symbolic handover occurred in Rabat, Morocco, where CAF President Motsepe finally handed the flag following the AFCON final between Senegal and Morocco. And finally, in tennis, former world number 1 Daniel Medvedev kicked off his Australia Open campaign with a straight set 7-5, 6-2, 7-6 win over Jasper de Jong on Monday, advancing to the second round where he will face Frenchman Quentin Halys, while Coco Gauff also began a quest for her first Grand Slam title, strongly defeating Camelia Rakimova 6-2, 6-3. However, Felix Auger-Aliassime was forced to retire due to cramping during a hot day at Membu Park. With sports update, Omoyeme Unobu, NTA News.
So we're done with Nationwide. Thank you for being part of it. Do have a good evening. I'm Ruth Aguele.